YouTube. Welcome back to the Bison Workshop. I'm Bob, and today we're working with the SJ4000, which is the original, the very first, and I'm about ready to sneeze. Thank you. I know somebody said that. God bless you. Anyway, we're working with the SJ4000, and I know you guys got your head all crooked there. There we go. We got you straightened up, so now you ain't looking like that. So we're back to the original camera that Bison Workshop started with. Now I know you guys are going to have to bend your ears, and I'm trying to talk as loud as I possibly can, and I'll have it turned up in the editor the best I can. But I figured until I can get the camera in here that I need, instead of just stop making videos, we just have to deal with what we got right now, and hopefully this camera war, as Matt puts it, will be at an end soon. I've pretty much give up on China, so we're just waiting on the one that is supposed to be coming, and it's saying it won't be here till the 30th, so we got another 2 weeks of video making, maybe 5 videos at the most. Plus I'm trying to keep videos up for the Bison's aquarium. So, you know, between the two, we're using SJ4000, which seems to be my best backup camera. Anyway, the focus of this video is the jack that I'm going to use we're going to try to use for the dump bed on the trailer sitting outside. And I done went and made a whole bunch of pieces for it, and I'm almost ready to start putting this thing together, and I wanted to just go over what we've got going on and how we're going to approach this. So without anything else to say, we'll meet you at the vise and we'll show you what we got going on. Alright, so what we have here is the jack, and it used to have a handle on it. This one right here that went on there, and then a pin went through it. Well, we took this off, and I added a washer, and then we're going to put this piece on there, which I have drilled out to go over top of the shaft, and a pinhole where the hole is, and then we're going to put this in here, line that hole up, and we're just going to put a pin in there. I'd rather have a wrist or a squeeze pin, but I can't find one that size. I used to have a whole box of those, and I can't find them for some reason. Who knows, probably somebody stole it too. But in order to keep that in there, we really only need to put a piece of tape on it. So we're going to use this here tape that's got the thread in it. So we'll just go ahead and just put that down on there. And we'll cut that off. And then we'll just squish it down on there a little bit. Alright, so now that pin's not going to come out of there. So then I made this piece. This piece here will slide into this power head that I got, because this here would not fit over top of this. The outside diameter and the outside diameter are exactly the same, so we had to make a plan to use this and it's just a big old piece of aluminum with a 1-inch hole in it so that it misses all that. So that's why the tape doesn't matter, because it's going to miss. Alright, so then we cut out a groove here to fit down in there. So this rests down into the bottom. Alright, so then we'll go ahead and tap that down a little bit. Alright, so this will go up on there just like so, just like that. Alright, so now we need something for here. Well, I've got that plan figured out. There's two more things that we're going to need. We're going to need something to go over here to tie these two together, because there's going to be set screws in here that's going to set screw this to this. So this will be as one. Alright, and then we're going to need a hook or a hinge to hook it to the bed. So here's what I came up with. I came up with this. This used to be a windshield wiper motor, and it was almost small or big enough to go over top of this, but not quite. Well, since I needed a hinge, I made that. Now, this won't fit in there, but once I get it pressed up on here, this will spread, and this goes down inside there, and then I can just weld on both sides of it. So the next thing we're going to do is, all I did is just took the motor apart and took the round part off. You know, just cut the end off of it, and then just split it where it was put together to begin with. So now we're just going to take and put that up on there, and we want this to be square with this. So first thing we're going to do is just eyeball it and get it close. Alright. Alright, so now this will fit right down in the center of that. Perfect. It's got just a little bit of play, but that's alright. We'll split the difference and then we'll weld that. Alright, once we've welded that, then we'll take and put us a screw right here and on both sides, because we want this to be separated so that it can be pulled off at any given time in case we ever need to. So we're going to put some screws on each side to hold that together, and then there'll be two screws right here that holds it to this aluminum here. So now we've got everything that we need. And we need to go further in, so we're going to tap this in because we need to close the gap a little bit. Alright, so now we need to test to see if we're engaged. And we are. Alright. Alright. So now, in order to make sure that this stays straight, we're going to use these as a way to make it straight. So we're going to just clamp that, just like that. And that assures us that this is square to this part right here. So now we're ready to weld. So we're just going to spot weld that. Now this will be our hinge that goes up to the bed, and then our head will be mounted to the top, and then we'll make a hinge for the bottom to hinge into the frame somewhere, because this will be for the bed, and this may be, I might do it the opposite. I might put this down under in the frame and put this at the bed. That way I ain't got to worry about the head being in the way. But I don't think it's going to be in the way, because the distance between this pin and this is never going to change no matter where the bed's at. So now we get to spot weld that. So I'm going to do that off camera. We're going to weld that up because I got to pull the welder out and hook it to the outside, and I'm out of MIG welder wire, so it's going to be a long time before I can get any of that. So anyway, that's where we're at for the motorized tongue jack, trailer jack. Now this is a jack that come off of a mobile home. So if it can lift a frickin' mobile home, I'm pretty sure it can lift a frickin' little, what, 200-pound bed, if that. So I think this will work just fine. Alright, till we get this welded up, and once we've got it welded, then we'll do a test. I'm going to put my screws in here. I got 3 of them, 1, 2, 3 on both sides, and then weld that, and we should have it. Alright guys, now we get to test this out, which I've already done. And here we go. Now I'm just using my 3 amp 13.8 volt DC power supply. Alright, so we got it going up. Now, take it the other direction. And there we go. And that will work. Alright, so now we need to put a limiter switch on it so that it shuts off before it gets to that point, because we don't want to keep putting that at a bind. I don't know, it depends on how we set it up, but let me take you off the tripod here and we'll look. Uh, so we've got the gearbox that comes off of a jack, a certain jack that wasn't this, so we just kind of made it work. And you've seen how I got it together. And I made the bracket out of a piece of 1/4-inch steel and a windshield wiper motor housing and a jack from a trailer. And the only thing we got to do now, we've got this hinge. Now all we need to do is drill us a hole here and on the other side, and that will bolt up to a bracket that we make up for the trailer. And right here is the one that we're going to use for the top, I think. So let me put you on a tripod. So what we're going to do is this bracket here was off of one of those spare tire racks, and it'll go on there something like that right there. And that'll be our hinge. Now this will mount to the bottom of the bed, and then we'll have another bracket that will mount on the bottom in the frame. So either this one will be in the frame or this one will be in the frame. We haven't decided which way we're going to go with it until we get out there and actually look at it. But we've got 3 bolts here that holds it. These 2 bolts holds it to the aluminum spacer with the 1-inch hole drilled in it, and I tapped them out on the spacer, 1/4 20. And then these 2 holds the spacer inside this housing, and then these 2 holds the spacer or the housing to this housing. So, and they're really short screws so that they don't go in and hit the lead screw. So we got it working, and this is just to show you guys it working. And now we've got to install it onto the trailer. The deck, boards and everything, the sides, that's all going to be last. We're going to get all the welding done first, and then once we've got the welding done, then we'll put the boards and stuff on it. So there we go. The jack for the dump bed that I'm building. I hope this helps somebody figure out a way of doing something when you ain't got much of anything. Now this here motor, I'll put a link in the description to this. I think it was somewhere around I think it was below $30. It wasn't much. Of course, it couldn't be much as I bought it. So if I bought it, it can't be much. So anyway, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think of my jack, homemade jack. So you guys have a good one. Later.